Hello, welcome to the It Hurts to Mom podcast. I'm Lauren Rose, and today we're going to talk about cleaning the house. I don't know about you, but this is by far one of the hardest things about living with chronic pain, trying to keep a fairly clean and fairly organized home. So, first, we're going to talk about one of the most underutilized tools at our disposal, in my opinion, and that is seating. I sit down to clean just about anything around the house. So, for instance, in the living room, I have a couch, a love seat, a recliner, and a rolling footstool. And I sit on any or all of them to sweep and to mop. Luckily, the broom and the mop both have long handles, so I can reach most of the way across the room. And I do have to change which one I'm sitting on, but I can get the floors in the living room and dining room cleaned by just sitting down on something. In the kitchen, I use a bar stool for sweeping and mopping, incredibly helpful for a lot of other things. I couldn't live without my bar stool in the kitchen. And in the bathroom, I use a shower chair to clean the counters and to clean the tub. And then in several rooms of my home, I've got these little small step stools. They're about $10. They fold in half and are really easy to store. And I've got them in the guest room. I've got them in the laundry room so that I can sit down while I'm, putting laundry in the washing machine or in the dryer or, taking clothes out of the dryer. Next, let's talk about tools. So the first is something I don't think anybody should be living without, chronic pain or otherwise. It's a rechargeable power scrubber. There's one that you can look up on Amazon called Scrubtastic. Hashtag not an ad for any of these things. These are all just things that I either use or found on Amazon that I thought would be really helpful. So this has a long handle, and then at the end, there are different types of attachments depending on which part of the tub you're going to clean. If you're going to clean the tub, if you're going to clean the tile walls, so you can, and then it recharges when you're not using it. The second is Swiffer. So they've got the Swiffer, broom, the Swiffer broom type thing, Swiffer sweeper, the Swiffer mop, and they've got a Swiffer dry and wet broom mop combo. And I like that because you just have one tool and you put a dry pad on if you're sweeping and a wet pad on if you want to mop. So you don't have to have two separate Swiffers. The next is the Swiffer duster. My daughter loves dusting with this. It's got a medium-sized handle, and it bends and it can stretch a little bit, and it's just really good for dusting anything in the house. Next is another thing that most people should have, some kind of robot vacuum. So the robot vacuums are made to vacuum around clutter. So you don't really have to do a whole lot of prep work. So if you just want to do a quick clean, or you're just really hurting too badly to get all the extra little corners, you can just get that thing going and it'll sweep all around or vacuum, all around your clutter. I do usually like to straighten up a little bit. I'll put the TV trays on the couches, the dining chairs on the dining table so that it can get in those kind of main areas and under the dining table. But if I'm just looking for a quick vacuum because somebody's coming over or whatever the case may be, then I don't even have to do that. The next tool is a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. You should have several of these in your home. They have different kinds depending on what it is you're going to be cleaning. So they're basically little sponges made out of this incredibly durable material that can clean a lot of things. It gets soap scum, it gets scuff marks off your floors or off your walls. It'll get tea and coffee stains out of your coffee pot or any of your other cups or dishes. Really an incredible little tool. The next is a grabber tool. So if you're wheelchair bound or you have any kind of pain or difficulty reaching up, then it's it's got a long handle and then a little pincher on the end. So you can get medications out of the cabinet, you can get a cup or a plate, or even put some of your dishes away. So that could be really helpful if you need that support. The next is a rolling divided laundry cart. So I say rolling so that you don't have to, drag or carry your hamper into your laundry room, and divided. That way you can go ahead when you got dirty clothes, just go ahead and separate them. That's one less, manual labor point that you have to deal with as far as, getting your laundry done. And finally, paper plates. So I don't love the idea of harming the environment unnecessarily, but we do use paper plates quite a lot in our home. It's just a fairly inexpensive way that I can keep my dishes under control. There are some nights that I just cannot bear the thought of doing dishes or the thought of another dirty dish in my sink. So, paper plates, even, plastic cups or, silverware or plasticware, if need be. So next, let's talk about different products. So for your shower, there are different sprays you can get where you spray the shower and then you either wait 15 minutes or you wait a day and then just rinse it off so you don't have to do a lot of scrubbing. For your toilet, they have all sorts of different clings or gels that some you can put, tablets in your tank, and some you just, clip to the side of your toilet, and every time you flush, with either one of them, it'll give your toilet a quick little clean. And then on Amazon, I found these things called Bissell Stomp and Go pet stain lifting pads. I don't currently have a pet, but if you have a puppy or a sick kitty or even a child who isn't completely potty trained and pee-pees on the carpet, this will save a lot of elbow grease and manual labor getting down on your hands and knees and having to scrub. And the last suggestion is Thieves Cleaner. You can get it it's made by Young Living. You can get it from somebody who sells Young Living. You can also get it on Amazon. And I love it because it's full of essential oils, no chemicals. It smells really good and it'll clean just about anything. So you just mix a different ratio of cleaner to water, depending on what you're going to clean. It'll clean your floors. It'll clean your, tub. It'll even clean your mirrors and your windows. And finally, let's talk about pacing yourself. This is something that my husband is constantly reminding me to do because just on days that I feel halfway decent, I'm really tempted to overdo it. So the first option is to have a daily schedule. So I have a schedule. On Mondays, I clean the kitchen. On Tuesdays, the master bathroom, etc. Some of the benefits of doing it like this, one, it only takes part of a morning, and then I can rest or do something else for the rest of the day. Second, if I'm having a bad day one week, it's not a big deal to skip that day and do the room again next week because I know, oh, it got cleaned last week and it's going to get cleaned next week. If I'm really having a rough day, it doesn't feel so bad to skip it. And also, there's less anxiety about what to clean each day. I have really severe anxiety and can easily get overwhelmed. So if I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do for the day, it can really just become distracting and overwhelming. There are some cons of a daily schedule. One, it's easy to push through without resting. I think, oh, I can get this room cleaned in an hour or an hour and a half. And so I just want to get it done so I don't have to worry about it the rest of the day instead of working a little bit and resting for a little bit. Another con, some rooms like the kitchen need to get cleaned more than once a week. Some days I just might not feel like cleaning that room. Maybe the dining table needs to be cleaned off more than, the master bedroom needs to be cleaned or what have you. And also a con, the schedule can get off. Things come up, schedules change, doctor's appointments, things like that. And it's easy for your schedule just to get completely off. The next option is a work and rest pattern each day. One pro is that you ensure that you get rest and hopefully don't overdo it. So here you might work for 20 or 30 minutes and then rest for 20 or 30 minutes. So a couple of the cons are, one, it takes all day to clean. And two, if you overdo it without realizing it, then that room or that area doesn't get finished. One idea that you may have heard growing up from your mom is the clean as you go technique. So if you're cooking and you're finished with that cutting board, go ahead and clean it off and get it in the dishwasher while your food is cooking. Or even multitasking. So maybe while you're brushing your teeth with one hand, you can wipe off your sink or the counter with the other hand. And finally, let's talk about getting help. So maybe you have a partner who can help. living with chronic pain and chronic illness is a full-time job. Trying to take care of myself with pain, with depression, with anxiety, that really is a job for me. Um, so just because your partner may work out of the home doesn't mean that they can't help on the weekends or in the evening once they've gotten home and had some time to rest. Children, if you have children, I mean, even a 2-year-old can pick up their toys or, dust the entertainment center. And if you can afford even $100 a month, getting outside help even once a month is incredibly, incredibly useful. At least you know that once a month, your house is going to get a deep clean. So if you could just kind of keep up the rest of it until your housekeeper comes back the next time, it really is a relief. And finally, don't forget to check out your local centers for aging and disability. If you are a senior citizen or you are officially disabled, there is help out there. You just have to apply for it, call. It doesn't hurt to call and just ask what the options are. They do have, some of them have services where they will send somebody to come and clean your house for you. So perhaps that's an option. Definitely look into it. Well, I hope some of this has been helpful. Please tune in next week as we discuss more difficulties of living with chronic pain and discover more life hacks together. And check out my social media. I'm at ithurtstomom on Facebook and Instagram, and my website is ithurtstomom.com. Until then, I wish you a wonderful day and a clean home.